So let's look at the structure of BTC USDD, and it's very clear that the market has shown a strong bullish sign in the face of geopolitical tension. And if you look critically, you will see that price action has been respected and market structure respected as well. To put into context, I want you to see yourself that market structure is undefeated. There's a daily chart. This is a first ROS resistance becomes support and breakout structure on daily time frame. Breakout from a descending trend line. Of course, we have two touches that have given us a descending trend line impetus. So we have another one here. And after breakout structure, price returns there as a retest candle. And officially support become resistance after breakout structure. And we had a subsequent touch, so making the descending trend line a valid descending trend line, and I will call it DTL. So we now have a breakout structure. What structure was broken? To put into context, we have ROS1, ROS2, 2 ROS level, and 3 RT SR level. Now this is a breakout structure followed by a retest, which is also evident. You have a breakout structure here. So I'm going to call it BOS. After break of a descending trend line support structure, RTSR1, RTSR2, RTSR3, price returns here as a resistance structure, and that becomes a retest candle, RT/ROS. Resistance becomes support and breakout structure. After break of a descending trend line acting as dynamic support, tested 3 times, 1, 2, 3, break, retest 1, retest 2, retest 3. Another retest before final breakout structure. So technical, that puts here as a demand floor. So now you want to pull back into the structure, then you take a long position. This is how I want you to trade this year. So a pull back into 93, then you have to go long. You want to pull back into the structure, then you go long. And to put a whole lot of things into perspective, we have a breakout from a bullish channel. So let's trade like whales. 2026 is going to be different. It's going to be explosive. It's going to be a whole lot different from the trading strategy you saw last year. We're not here for games. So to put what I've done into context, I also want to let you know that we have here SR support become resistance 1, support become resistance 2, support become resistance 3, support become resistance 4, break of structure followed by a retest, break of an ascending trend line officially on daily time frame followed by a retest on technical. That puts here as a technical supply roof, all things being equal, all things being equal. It can be flipped, it can be flipped, it could be flipped, but all things being equal, that's a technical sell ground. based on strategy, based on strategy. So that's an ideal position to wait for that. That's an ideal position to wait for a sell. Yes, that's an ideal position to wait for sell. So another thing you also want to note here is, that structure have both the roof and the floor. That's a bullish channel, a breakout from a bullish channel on daily time frame. And if you look critically, you will see it very clear and evident. And I will put it into context. Good and beautiful. So if you have a divergent view, come to the comment section and air your view, air your grievances while you have a divergent view on the structure. And I also want to put this into context for clarity. We have here as support become resistance and break of structure. And we have here after break of structure, it becomes resistance, giving us an ascending trend line. And the price returns here. If I take this line chart off, you're going to see the weak rejection. And price came here again, you see another clean weak rejection. And the last weak rejection on technical that presents here as a technical supply roof in the future. If we get an upswing that becomes aggressive, where we have an institutional buying, no one is going to tell if you have institutional buying. But in a case we have institutional buying, that's a one case scenario where I expect that the bulls could extend buying ATL, ascending trend line. So in an aggressive buying, I expect a push into that structure in line with the strategy. So that's another ATL. So now, key things which I want you to know, it's we have here a clean breakout structure, and as long as this level has been ripped, I don't think that the pullback might come into the zone anticipated. So it might occur earlier than necessary. The reason is because of the breakout from the structure. And I also want to put into context, everything has to be put into context for clarity. This is basically for educational purpose market structure. So if you look at, you will see that we have here resistance becomes support and breakout structure. In fact, that's a retest candle after breakout structure, and we have here as SR support become resistance and breakout structure, and we had here breakout structure, then returns here as resistance again, and we have seen first resistance and we have seen the second resistance break of two structures on a horizontal structure. I expect price to pull back into, most likely a pullback into 93.94 is a buy confirmation. So anything from 93.94, hold your position for a buy. The market will push up, and this push up, honestly, the first layer is going to be here where I see a technical bridge, where a clean broken support structure could become a resistance structure on current time frame on daily. That's case one. And aggressive continuous buying will come to this roof, give an M structure, and most likely will come down here. There is a very strong price action at this level, and this price action at this level must be put into context. So one more thing I want you to also look is to see how price have managed to pull out of the structure. I'm not paying credence to this, but I know this is a valid structure, and but I'm not paying credence to it. So, but I'm just showing you, and I'm going to take it out immediately. So most likely price might stop here or here. So you could get an extension from here where you get a pullback, or you could get a full thrust into area of resistance. You could get an early reaction from here due to the price action. That is, if price is respecting the descending trend line breakout. And to put into context, let me just leave it there. We have here as ROS1, ROS2, ROS3, breakout of 2 RS level, retest 1, retest 2, breakout of 2 support structure, come here for retest. So price comes back here. That makes the technical demand floor. Yeah, so let me put into context. But you see, I don't know the buy momentum. If the buy momentum is very aggressive, you could pull it out and seek liquidity at the right breakout from the horizontal support structure. So technically, for me, I want to stand here. So you split your risk. You split your risk, and that's a supply roof. It's an ideal supply roof. The other one is also a supply roof, but I'm more keen on here. So you could get a very strong value reaction on this roof. And from the bottom, there remains a demand floor. So please, Shavyfxhub will never call you for account management or soliciting for capital for trading. I'm completely independent and a market structure specialist. I specialize in educating and creating awareness of market structure strategy for free for now, which at any time I could just technically stop because there is nothing to prove in the financial market. As long as I'm concerned, there is nothing to prove. So at the moment, we believe that one or two persons could be on our side trading market structure with high degree of accuracy. So that's why we are doing this. So we will never reach out to you or text you. So anybody parading himself as Shavyfxhub is technically a 419 guy, maybe possibly from some of these poor, third world countries who are into, swindling and all kind of funny things. We don't have time for that. So we are basically into education and education alone. All trades are free for educational purpose only. Thank you and do have a good day. Bye bye.